Hey there, 276. Welcome to session 4, or section 4, if you are going by the module names in Eagle. This week, we tackle chapter 4. Everything that you have done to date through chapters 2 and 3 is what I like to refer to as single purpose. You had one method of entry and one method of exit. So the programs that you developed did the following things, right? They said enter a username and a salary, and they outputted something. They said enter, a value or 3 values and get the resultant out. There was no deviation from one standard path from the beginning to the end of your program. But as a developer, and I would like to say as a consumer, you probably know that that is not the case. So what I have over here is my brand new iPad 12.9 has just arrived today because one, I'm an idiot. 2, I'm actually recording on it right now. 3, I'm hoping it helps take pressure off of my shoulder because I can't type yet quite right. And 4 gives me a temporary reprieve from the insanity of 2020 by retail therapy, right? So this morning, before that iPad arrived, Amazon did not know that I needed, and you can see it over here, a 12.9-inch Apple iPad Pro case. They didn't know, right? So Amazon design engineers did not go, we know that on September whatever, Eric is going to receive a product, and so on and so forth, right? We got here through a process known as selection. Amazon has millions of products, so I select iPad, and from there I select iPad 12.9, and from there I select iPad 2020, and we narrow down our results. That is what you are going to do here in section 4, which is also session 4 yet, with selection. You are going to see the mechanics of selection so that you can do what most developers deal with all the time. We are single entry, multiple paths, single exit out of a program. Here, where you cannot see, in the section 4 module, you will see that there are a host of podcasts, there are a few walkthrough videos, and there is the PowerPoint there for you as support for the material. I will mention here that the homework for this section is just the chapter 4 end of chapter exercises. One thing, to note or to not note here is you will notice that from here on out, all of the homework that you hand in is going to be code from here on out. In chapters 2 and 3, I asked a couple of calibration questions, those checkpoints in the middle of the chapters. Those are just there to make sure, that you're reading the chapters early on, so that it's like the hand on the stove test. I wanted to make sure that you were sufficiently burnt enough by not reading the material and just skipping ahead to the homework, so that you don't do that, because otherwise there is nothing but heartache and tears down that particular path. So from here on out, I figure you've been bitten enough, and everything that you do from here on out is going to be code, replit, which almost everybody is doing really particularly well. Now, one quick note before I tear you loose on the chapter and the material is I do still see a couple of people with the random URL as the generations for your code. Please, please, please don't do that. If you haven't already, which is like 65, 70% of you, go out and sign up for a Replit account. If something happens, so this browser tab is Safari and probably won't crash. Chrome tab, on the other hand, just might. And the problem with not having an account is if a Chrome or any other, I'm just picking on Chrome, but if a tab crashes or for whatever reason you close the tab and didn't grab the URL, your code is gone. You're not going to be able to guess that. It's not maybe necessarily going to show up in history, because if you just went to Replit and then it went through and generated something for you, you're just going to get the base Replit link. So for like 30% of you who are clinging to the cheap and free and easy anonymous user stuff for that, let me please give you my last warning here that sooner or later one of those tabs is going to take all of your work with it, and that's never fun. So selection awaits you here in Chapter 4, which is also Section 4, so have at it.